Hi, this is Aaron at ThinkBotLabs.com and welcome back to another tutorial. We have Halloween coming up and I thought it would be fun to create a Halloween themed bowling game. Idea is that we'll be bowling with pumpkins and smashing them into ghostly pins. Alright, let's get started. Create a new project in Unity. Now at the time of this recording I'm using Unity version 5.3.5 F1. So let's create a new project. Halloween bowling. And let's put this in another folder. Let's go ahead and create that project. Alright, the blank scene. First thing I want to get is some props for our scene, a little ambiance. So it's not just a bowling pins and a pumpkin. So let's go to the asset store and I'm going to look up Haunted Town. Found this one earlier. It looked really good. Had kind of that eerie Halloween feel to it. I'm not going to need the entire thing, but I'll go ahead and grab the entire package anyways. So this is going to take just a little bit, and I'll be right back after it is done downloading and decompressing. Okay, now that this is downloaded, let's go ahead and close the asset store. Go to our scene, Haunted Town, scene folder, and let's open up the demo. We don't need to save anything. Alright, let's have a look at it. This is really nice. Some nice textures on here. Let's go ahead and play the demo. Little haze around the lights. I think this first area right here will be good. I have to clean out all these props. Not too sure about the sound, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and stop that. Okay, let's pull this back down. And let's start cleaning out this first area. This might be fun to sit some pumpkins on. What else we have here? Some benches, some random props. Yeah, like those carts. Set them on either side. What else do we have here? A little dark in here. What's that? Oh, got a little cloth piece and a pole. Let's go ahead and grab this and turn him around. Like I said, I like this little prop. We'll probably use it to set some pumpkins on. Let's push him back in front of the door. Okay, that looks good. There's nothing else on here. Some hay. Alright. Go ahead and minimize all this. Where is our camera? Alright, so we're not going to be moving around the map. We're just going to be stationary. And then we're going to shoot the bowling ball down an aisle. So let's go ahead and remove a lot of these components from this FPS controller. Oh, yeah. See what this camera has on it. The Moonshine Skybox. There's an audio that we were listening to. Let's go ahead and turn that off for now. Bloom, some special effects, screen space ambience, some ambiance. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start setting it up. Create an empty game object. And let's rename it to bowling lane. Create a plane. And this is what our ball is going to roll down. So let's bring it down to the ground. See, there are some items still in the scene. It's okay. How far back do we want it? Move it up a little bit. And let's shrink it down. Very good. Some other hay objects underneath it. There. Much better. Alright, now that we have our plane set down for where our ball is going to run, let's create some rails. Let's minimize this back up. I'll just call this plane floor. Let's create a cube. Call this rail. Okay. Shrink it down a little bit. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's move it over to the side. Bring it all the way down to the plane. And let's stretch it all the way down. I hope it feels centered on there. It's okay. I'll move it out just a little bit more. Okay, that's fine. Let's duplicate this. Set one on the other side. And we'll get some new textures for these objects once we get this carved out. Alright. Two rails are floor. Let's go ahead and create a sphere for our ball, which is going to end up being our pumpkin. Let's go ahead and give it a rigid body and call this pumpkin. And let's create some bowling pins. So let's use a cylinder. Cylinder would be pretty good. Like I said, we'll replace these objects with different meshes, but right now I just want to get it carved out. So let's put it all the way down there. Let's shrink it up a little bit. That's a pretty good size. A little shorter. Okay. Go ahead and set it all the way down on the ground. And let's duplicate this. And make them a little bigger. Yeah. Alright, let's go back to our pumpkin. Let's rename all these cylinders to pins. Alright, well let's create a script to roll our ball. So under our assets, let's create a folder called scripts. And let's create a script called roll ball. It's going to be C#. And let's go ahead and open that up. And what does our ball need? Let's go ahead and delete all this out. It needs a speed, public float, ball speed. And let's set it at 1,000. And a public float move speed. And this is going to be left and right direction so we can aim our ball. Okay. Now we need to create an event so when we click the mouse down, it shoots that ball out, or the pumpkin if you will. Okay, we're going to need a rigid body. Let's verify we have that rigid body on the pumpkin, and we do, yes. So we'll use that rigid body to actually move it. Get component, rigid body, dot add force, ball speed times transform forward. Then on our update, we're going to check to see if that pumpkin needs to move. Vector 3 move equals vector 3. Let's go ahead and zero that out. Move, we're moving on the x-axis. Get the input, get axis, and horizontal, we're just going to move left and right. And then we'll transform its position. plus equal move times our move speed. And we set that as a public so we can modify it in the editor. We don't have to keep on coming back to the script. Times time dot delta time. Okay, let's save that off. Okay, and let's attach that script to our pumpkin. Alright, let's make sure our camera is right behind our bowling lane. Let's go ahead and tilt that down a little bit. And let's move it forward. Okay, that should be good for now. Let's click all these pins. Let's give them a rigid body as well, so they can react. And let's play it and see how it looks. Okay, so we're positioned right in front of it. Click the ball, and they fall over. Looks like it needs a little more speed. And let's create a zone right at the end of it so it'll destroy these objects once they come off the back end of it. So to do that, let's right click on our bowling lane. Let's create a cube right to the very end. Say about right there. Let's go ahead and bring it down. Widen it out. Let's back it up just a little bit. That should be good. Okay, we don't need a mesh on there. Let's go back to our scripts and create a new one called Destroy Objects. Okay, for our Destroy Objects, let's format this Control A, K, F. Let's go ahead and remove all the stuff in the middle. And we only need a couple lines here. We're going to use a trigger. So say void on trigger, enter, and we're going to use the collider. TO collider object. Let's go ahead. It's a reserved word. OBJ, and we'll say destroy obj dot game object. This means anything that comes in contact with this script will be destroyed. So let's save that off and go back to our scene. Okay, now let's go to our cube. Let's go ahead and rename it to dead zone. And let's grab our script and drag it onto the object. And we're going to increase the speed of the pumpkin. So the ball speed, let's set it at 2000. Okay, let's go ahead and go to our game, maximize on play, and then play it and see how it looks. Alright, let's click the ball. We need to work on the physics a little bit. We need to make the mass of the ball a little heavier and our pins a little lighter, so they'll go flying all over the place and the ball can just go smashing straight through it. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to our pins. And let's set all of their masses at 0.25 because they're really light. And let's go to our pumpkin and say set his mass to 2 and give him just a little bit of drag. Alright, let's play that and see how it looks. Now, we are not going past the box because we did not mark it as a trigger. You need to mark it as trigger. Right there. And the script will kicked off. Okay, and let's try it again. Okay. Here you go. And it disappeared. The pins falling off disappeared as well. Alright, let's go ahead and stop there. In our next video, we'll go ahead and wire up some scoring and work on the textures of our pumpkin, our pins, and our rails and the lane floor. Till then.